Welcome back. My name's Alicia, Principal Designer here at Finchley Kitchens, and today we're going to be touring this beautiful black kitchen in Totteridge in North London. I thought we'd start in one of my favourite parts of this entire kitchen, which is the breakfast station. And this is something that I try to incorporate into all of my kitchen designs, because when you have a very nice, modern, sleek kitchen, you don't really want to be seeing your toaster and your kettle and your coffee machine out on the worktops. In here, we have two double doors, which are on 155-degree hinges, which means as the doors open, they go almost all the way back, so you can kind of still walk through the kitchen even if these doors are open. We also have the same quartz worktop in this breakfast station as we do in the rest of the kitchen. It elevates the unit and also adds a lot of durability as we have a stone worktop in here. So the reason I love a breakfast station and why I try to incorporate it into all of my designs is because it's a great place to hide all of your appliances. You get a lot of storage, and if you want your kitchen to look nice and tidy, most of the time this is a great way to hide any of the mess that maybe you don't have the time to kind of tidy up straight away. You can kind of leave maybe your breakfast bits out, go to work, come back, tidy it later if you need to. And yeah, it's just a really great place to hide that ugly air fryer. I know we all love an air fryer, me included. But yeah, so definitely incorporate a breakfast station into your kitchen design where possible. The breakfast station, very versatile. And then under here, you can actually have a combination of items. You could have a fridge, you could have a wine cooler, you could have bins. In this scenario, we just have cupboards, so lots of storage here. So beside the breakfast station, we have a larder fridge. So it makes it very easy if you're making a tea, a coffee, quickly grab the milk, make your coffee, put it back. Or if you keep your bread in the fridge, you can grab your bread, make your toast. Very convenient. So to maximize on the dark features in this kitchen, we actually went with a matte black handle rail beside the fridge here. So it's just where your fingers go to pull any of the units open. It just creates a really nice shadow in between the units, and I think looks great in this all black kitchen. So there are a lot of reasons I love this kitchen. This area is one of my favorites. I know I'm probably going to say this about a lot of parts of this kitchen. I designed this area to feel very open. So in this 2-meter run, we actually have a full-size Bosch dishwasher, which is integrated, of course, and a sink unit, and then a 600 wide bin. So we have two very large bins in there. You can have one for your general waste, one for your recycling. Moving on to the sink and tap, we have this beautiful 700 wide Blanco stainless steel sink. So it's great if you're regularly washing big pots and pans, or if you're using your oven a lot and you need to wash your oven trays. It just allows you to have a lot of space to move around. So that's why I love this large sink. If you have the space for it, it is space dependent. Obviously, we do need quite a large unit to fit this large sink, but if you have the space, definitely opt for a large sink. You won't regret it. If you're going to have a large sink though, you do need a tap with a hose. So this is the cooker flex, which means the flex part means that you have the hose, and it's in a stainless steel finish to match the sink. We also have a cube tank, which gives you chilled drinking water and sparkling water. So you have your hot and cold here. Oh, I didn't even mention, it's a hot tap, of course. So if you tap twice and turn it to the right, you have instant boiling water. So if you're boiling pasta or making tea, you have instant boiling water. No need to wait for a kettle to boil. No need to even have a kettle in the first place. So again, one additional appliance that you, one, don't need, and two, don't have to see on your worktop. So in this kitchen, of course, we have this beautiful topaz concrete worktop. It's a quartz worktop, and when we have the additional stone left over, we try to create these extra trivets, but this one is actually used as a chopping board In this kitchen, we actually had a little bit more left over, so we made two. So this client uses the one by the sink as a chopping board, and then there's another one by the hob, and that one's used more as a trivet for oven trays. Because when you have a quartz worktop, you shouldn't actually put anything very hot onto the worktop. Quartz is heat resistant, but not heat proof. So please don't be putting anything super hot directly onto your quartz worktop. These, however, it's easy to, well, you probably don't mind if this gets a little bit stained. You don't want to be doing it to your installed worktop. Yeah, and also it just looks really nice. You could also use it as a little serving tray, little cheese board. It's probably what I would use it for as well. In this kitchen, it's all in one finish, which is this black wood. It has a really nice texture. And then to make this area feel a lot more open, we've raised the height of the unit and then opted for a 50 centimeter tall wall unit. So we actually have about 5 different standard heights of wall units to pick from. We can actually change them to the millimeter any size, but in terms of standard units, we went with this 51 centimeter tall wall unit. So as you're looking at the kitchen from afar, it looks really nice and open, and then you have still lots of storage and still very accessible. So great place for your cups. We've also extended the same worktop up as the splashback and behind the units at the top, so it makes the whole space feel very cohesive, and it's just a really nice finish to have the whole wall clad in the stone. So most of the projects that we do at Finchley Kitchens are extensions, which means we have a lot of pitched roofs, as we have here. So you can see the units are actually going all the way along this angled wall. So this panel and the one opposite have been scribed to the same angle of the roof. I think it's just a really nice finish and really draws your eye up and makes the units and the whole room really feel very tall and open. So traditionally you'd have a fridge and freezer side by side, but what we've actually done in this kitchen is have the fridge on one side and the freezer over on this side. So they both actually open into the cooking area. So the hob is placed here. You can quickly grab something from the fridge from this side and grab something from the freezer from this side. And it just works really well in this kitchen specifically because we have the breakfast station there. So you kind of want the fridge to be in between the breakfast station and the hob. And it also allows for someone to be cooking over here and somebody else to quickly grab a drink if they want to and not disturb the person who's standing at the cooktop making dinner. We have a nice larder freezer, the same matte black handle rail in between the units. So of course everybody wants their kitchen units to go from floor to ceiling and not have that gap at the top so you don't have dust building up, but something that's usually overlooked is the fact that when you have integrated appliances, as we have here, a freezer, fridge over here, you do need to have ventilation for those appliances to work efficiently. So we do have some grills at the top, which are matte black to blend in. So please don't forget to install some ventilation. If you're not going to have a gap at the top between your units and your ceiling, you do need to have ventilation to allow for the airflow. Next, we have the oven stack, and this is a very special oven stack because we have the Siemens IQ 700 oven and combi. So in the combi, we have the microwave. So again, taking another appliance off of your worktop so you don't see it. So your microwave function is all built in here, and then we have normal oven features in both of the units. This oven was a specific requirement from the client because she wanted it to look almost invisible, and Siemens have designed these ovens specifically to look minimal. So we've got the black glass handle as well as the rest of the unit also being in black glass. When it's quite dark in the room, it almost looks as if there's no handle. First time I saw these in the Siemens showroom, I didn't even know where the handle was. Really nice ovens, especially in an all black kitchen. It makes the whole kitchen look very minimal. And then of course we've got more storage above as a cupboard, and below the oven we have a drawer, so no storage is missed in this stack. Next we have a larder unit. So this has adjustable shelves and 2 drawers, so you can kind of get to everything at the back there. It's just a really great place for pantry items, or again, big pots, pans. Really just finishes off this run nicely. So moving on to the island, the entertaining part of the kitchen, you could say. We have lots of storage here, of course. So we have all drawers. So the unit to the left of the hob and the hob unit are just 2 drawer units. And then to the right, we actually have an internal drawer. So this is a really nice wide drawer, great for your cutlery and cooking utensils, and then it can pull away to more storage. And then we have everyone's favorite, the borer venting hob. So on to the cooktop. This is the Borer X Pure, which also has a flex zone, which means you can combine 2 of the cooking zones into one large one. So if you have an oven tray or a griddle pan, then you can have even cooking across that whole section. There's also, of course, with all borer units, it's vented, so the extraction is built into the cooktop, as opposed to having a ceiling extractor or a downdraft. So vented hobs is honestly my preference, just because it's all built into one section. With a downdraft, it raises and then it kind of blocks the view a little bit. So if you are installing an induction cooktop on your island, opt for a vented hob. Now talking about the placement of the hob on the island. Some people would put their hob in the center. I personally prefer to off-center it, so you have 2 zones on your island. You have a seating and dining zone, and then you have a cook zone. So we spoke a little bit about the stone chopping board that was beside the sink, but now we have another one here, which is kind of in between the ovens and the hob. Great place to put your oven trays if they've come out the oven, because you don't want to put a hot oven tray directly onto your worktop. If it's quartz, with a porcelain it's okay. With a quartz, it can damage, you can get a heat stain, and that is not something you can repair. So if kind of this little slab here gets damaged, you don't mind, because it's replaceable, whereas it's a lot bigger job if it happens to your kitchen island stone. So I really like the fact that this is kind of kept, close by, and it's in the same finish as the stone, so it looks very seamless. So another reason that we've actually offset the hob to the left of the island is so that it's not directly behind the sink, which means that if you're cooking standing here, somebody else can stand over here, grab a glass of water from your filtered tap, and not kind of make the person standing at the hob move out the way. It just means that 2 people can easily use this area of the kitchen at the same time if they need it. So now on to the back of the island. We have seating, and then we have a 1.2 meter wide cupboard, so lots of storage here. This is actually full depth, so you can get a lot of storage in here, and it doesn't always have to be used for kitchen stuff. It could also be, if this is an open plan living area, which this kitchen is, you could use it for books, you could use it for, arts and crafts. Then we have a wine cooler. The wine cooler we have purposely installed at the end of the island, so it can be used for outside dining as well as inside entertaining. So moving on to the seating area, at Finchley Kitchens we try to maximize as much of the storage as possible. So under the seating we actually have more storage, as you can see here. These are shallow depth cupboards, so great for items that you're not going to use every day, because of course you do have to move the chair out of the way to access them, but you can never go wrong with more storage. Something that we love to do at Finchley Kitchens is put the seating on the corner of the island. So this is for a few reasons. So one is that it kind of moves any of the cooking area off to one side of the island. So you're not sitting directly opposite someone who's cooking. You're not getting any, splashback from any frying. And then also, as you can see where these flowers are, if you imagine this is your, lasagna for the evening, it's placed in the middle of the worktop. Everybody who's sitting can easily access the food. It kind of creates a middle area for food placement, as opposed to having your seats all in a row. You kind of then have to pass the food down, or kind of grab your food first and then sit down. This is more of a family style dining, and also everybody can see each other. That's another thing with having, say, 5 seats in a straight line. The person at the beginning and the end can't really interact with each other. So if your island is for, going to be used quite a bit, especially for family meals at the end of the day, I would say opting for seats on a corner is a lot more social and you won't regret it. I think if this was my kitchen, this would be my favorite seat, just because it's really close to grabbing a coffee, and also the view of the garden from this seat, or even this one, is amazing. So I just like to sit here in the morning, drink my coffee and enjoy my lovely home. So this kitchen was designed for a busy family, and I think you can see all the ways in which it works and really makes the cooking experience very efficient, and also just looks great on a day-to-day basis, kind of incorporating the breakfast bar and lots of storage, so you don't have to see lots of things out on the counter. So if you're planning a kitchen renovation soon, please come and visit us at Finchley Kitchens. We'd love to design a space that truly works for you. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It really does help us out, and we'll see you in the next one.